pulling troops out of Afghanistan. President Trump may reportedly announce a drawdown of about 4,000 troops, leaving up to 9,000 in the region. South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham was in Kabul yesterday. He said a decision could be made within weeks, stressing that it's important to uphold a U.S. presence in the country.
It needs to be clear that our presence in Afghanistan will continue, and our goal is to withdraw our forces based on conditions that would warrant withdrawal. The Taliban cannot be trusted to be a reliable counterterrorism force. It would be insane for America to rely on the Taliban to ensure that al-Qaeda and ISIS-K doesn't come back in a way to represent a threat to our allies in the American homeland.
Joining me right now is Fox News senior strategic analyst, General Jack Keane. General, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, good to see you, Maria.
Your reaction, what are you expecting from the troops in Afghanistan? I feel like we keep going back and forth in terms of the troop numbers in Afghanistan on the ground.
Yeah, well, this troop reduction actually was initiated by General Scotty Miller, who's the commander of our forces in Afghanistan, and he began analyzing this about a year ago. So he's arrived at a number about 8,600 is the minimum force that he needs to be able to prevent the al-Qaeda from ever conducting an attack on our homeland again, which is why we're there. The actual fighting every single day against the Taliban is being done by 300,000 plus Afghan security forces, principally the army, but also some police. Our forces are there largely to help train them and assist them, and then we have a small counterterrorism force that punches very heavy against Taliban leadership and the al-Qaeda.
So are you comfortable with that? Are you comfortable with fewer troops on the ground there when all is said and done? Because in the past, you've said we cannot alienate this region.
Yeah, leaving all of our troops out, that would be a mistake. I think there's a growing consensus in the administration that we have to have a troop presence there, at least for the foreseeable future. And listen, if we can get a peace deal in Afghanistan, certainly everybody wants that. I mean, while we're beginning negotiations with the Taliban again, the real negotiations have got to be between the Taliban and the Afghan government. And we're not going to get a real peace deal until that takes place. And Pakistan plays a big role here. And they can influence the Taliban quite a bit because they've been supporting them. And they've got to pull back from supporting the sanctuaries that the Taliban have in Pakistan. It's hard to foresee a peace in Afghanistan as long as those sanctuaries are there in Pakistan.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, let me move on to the spending bill. We're expecting a vote on the budget tonight in Washington. Congress poised to greenlight roughly $20 billion in defense spending increase. That $738 billion boon is part of the fiscal year 2020 budget proposal, which the House will vote on later today. What do you think about these numbers? Do you feel that the military and the defense money is finally coming back from that sequestration and its impact?
Yeah, it's a little bit less than what the Trump administration wanted. They wanted $750 billion, so it's about $12 billion less. But this is a step in the right direction. We've got to dig ourselves out of a deep hole that we've been in. We've been talking about it for some time, Maria, and this is going to help doing that. This is the Trump defense buildup. It's similar to what Reagan had to do coming out of the Vietnam War, and as these 9/11 wars are turning down, we've got to dig ourselves out of a defense hole that we've been in for a number of years, particularly with the resurgence of Russia and the rise of China as big power competition for the United States and our allies. So big step in the right direction.
And yet it seems that we continue to live from continuing resolution to continuing resolution.
Well, continuing resolutions are an absolute disaster. So our audience understands when you have a continuing resolution, what that means is that no new starts can take place. You can only do what you did the previous year, and that just hamstrings the entire defense industry in terms of their productivity. So we don't want that. We want an authorization. We want a bill signed by the President of the United States. Looks like we're going to get that, and that's a step, big step.
All right, we'll keep watching this and give the update once it's signed, sealed, and delivered after the vote. The U.S. envoy, meanwhile, to North Korea called on his counterparts in Pyongyang yesterday to resume nuclear negotiations. While in Seoul, the U.S. Special Representative said, quote, "It's time for us to do our jobs. Let's get this done. We are here, and you know how to reach us." Meanwhile, China and Russia calling on the UN to drop sanctions against North Korea. General, give us a status check from your standpoint.
Yeah, what's happening? We've really made no progress since the Hanoi summit when the United States pulled away from that. The North Koreans wanted complete removal of all the sanctions, and they weren't giving us anything for it. No weapons, for sure, no missiles, no nuclear weapons in that deal. So the president did the right thing. We've had some negotiations since October, and we've had good faith on our part in terms of trying to put a pathway forward and do some steps and make some concessions, but no progress at all with the North Koreans. They really want major sanction relief, and they're trying to leverage us to do that. They're using Russia and China with the UN Security Council, and also, obviously, Kim Jong-un is threatening some sort of a Christmas gift to us, which means possibly returning to long-range missile testing or nuclear testing, which I doubt. But that's the leverage he's trying to do. Why is he doing that? He wants sanction relief. The sanctions are obviously taking a toll on North Korea.
So what should the U.S. do? I mean, is there a response required here?
Well, I think the U.S. keeps its head down and just keeps the sanctions on. And I believe we've got to put some pressure on Russia and China because they have never supported the UN resolutions which they voted for. There's a backdoor taking place here where China is providing economic assistance to North Korea, and so is Russia. And we should really clamp down on that. And if it means sanctions on them to do that, we should do it. We've got to stay tough on this if we're going to truly bring North Korea to the negotiating table in a serious way.
Yeah, well, it's a good point. General, it's good to see you as always. Thanks so much.
Yeah, good seeing you, Maria.